Hi, Gems. It's your girl Star, back with another video. In today's video, we're going to discuss jealousy and monitoring spirits. I'm going to make this a two-part video. I feel as though each entity needs its own respect to delve in deeper about the individuality of each entity. All right. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So there's different forms of jealousy. Jealousy can be possessiveness. It can be behavioral. It could be romantic. Yeah, you name it. And it can come from different people. It could be family members, friendships, co-workers. There's a variety forms of sources where we can find jealousy. You might ask, well, what's the importance of knowing, Star? Well, it's very important to know because you do want to be mindful of the type of people that you are surrounding yourself with, and also putting people in certain places where they need to be. Knowing how to treat that person and knowing where to place them is essential, because people that have that jealousy energy, that jealous spirit, they typically are succubus energies. Whether it's a friend, where that can more so look like a monitoring spirit, or a romantic partner, where that can look like a possessive spirit. There's different forms of jealousy, delusional, you name it. I've experienced I've experienced it in its whole capacity. So trust me when I say I know very much well on what that looks like. Identifying what when someone is coming with that type of energy is very, very much essential, because you do not want to bargain with your energy. You want to make sure that you set the boundaries in order to kind of guard yourself. People that have that type of jealousy spirit often do things that are going to probably be triggering to you, whether it's something subtle or something big. Whatever it is that they do, it doesn't represent who you are as a person. It's very expressive of who they are as an individual. Understand that. Since I was a little girl, I used to experience jealousy from adults, believe it or not. I always loved to dance. Dancing was my craft. I was really good at dancing. My mom had me in ballet. And there were peers that would say, "Oh, you're stiff," or "you can't dance." And it really discouraged me. I feel as though when the Bible says, "Thou shalt not kill," that's very symbolic to their spirit as well, because you can really kill somebody's spirit, and that zeal that somebody has inside them, somebody could easily take that away and make them feel away. And there was also a dance teacher that I wanted to perform in her class. And I would always ask, because all the other kids were able to participate in her dance class, and she would always leave me out. And of course, it was something that was so profound to me, because, I mean, that's 20 plus years later that I'm discussing it. But that's the point. When you're dealing with jealous energies, it can really rob you of your emotions. It can have you question who you are, or your capability to do something, just because it's such a strong succubus type energy. I'm telling y'all. Jealousy derives from either childhood experiences or nostalgic experiences of somebody that reminds someone else of somebody else that they experience, or it could be a variety of ways. But again, you are not responsible for somebody else's behavior or somebody else's trauma. that is something that they would have to look into and seek help for. Because when you start making yourself feel that you have to possess whatever it is that that person is trying to drill on you, then it's changing you. And it's diminishing your own self being and your own self worth. And that's why it's very important to know and identify when you're seeing it. We live in an era now, in a generation where, seeing certain things now, like as far as, jealousy and certain behaviors that somebody might exhibit that showed, jealous behaviors, you know, you kind of say, oh, you brush it off as, or excuse it as if it's nothing important. But it is. It is. And that's what goes along with valuing who you are and not giving everybody access to you. Now, depending on who this individual is that are distributing these type of behaviors, you want to place them where you feel deems necessary. But protecting and guarding your energy is always essential, and always be proactive with limiting who has access to you, because sweetheart, you don't need to be around everybody that that is going to just kind of take away from anybody that's going to take away from who you are. You want to take things from people that can add on to who you are. So understanding that and knowing, just as if you're in a relationship or you're dating somebody and it's 2 months into dating and they're already showing signs of being aggressive or possessive, this is where you start to implement these type of tips that the three biggest tips that I'm going to share with you that you want to take with you moving forward within any type of relationship. So, those three tips are: one, possessiveness. Anybody that's showing characteristics of possessiveness, that's a flat out red flag. Two, controllingness. Controllingness in itself is what it is: someone that's being controlling. And they can do subtle ways of, demonstrating how they can be. Sometimes us women, we kind of get smitten by